If you all don't mind to find your seats, we're about to get started. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the new Jack T. Wells Activity Center and to our 2022 Alumni Hall of Fame and Awards celebration. I'm Summer Aldridge, class of 2014, and your Director of Alumni Relations. It's my honor and privilege to welcome everyone home to Wesleyan this weekend for Homecoming 2022. At this time, I'd like to invite Nick Aller, Davis County President at Independence Bank, to the stage.
The short guy always has to move the mic down, so it's always so exciting to be able to come to Kentucky Wesleyan. And as you come down Frederica Street, you could start to feel the excitement just as you see the events that are planned throughout the weekend. And as you come through the doors, you can immediately just feel the presence of the power that's in this room. And to be quite honest with you, it reminds me a whole lot of Independence Bank. You guys have probably heard me talk just a little bit about Independence Bank and previous events that you guys have had. But if you guys don't know anything at all about Independence Bank, we are a family-owned bank that believes of putting our community at the forefront of every decision that we make. Our founder, Charles Reed, had a different vision for banking than any other banker has ever had. He wanted to make sure that banking was going to be different. He wanted to make sure that the equity of banking was different. And to be honest with you, he just wanted to make sure that the quality of life was going to be different for folks. How did he do that? His vision was hiring the best bankers across the state of Kentucky and being able to have them to be involved in our community and give back to our communities. We often say that we are here for good. Is it a slogan to us? Is it a campaign? Maybe, but it's a little bit different. It's who we are. When I say we're here for good, that means that we are giving back to our communities. We are continuing to grow in our communities. We have just recently announced 3 new locations in Shelbyville, Russellville, and in Lexington. That means that we are in 15 counties with 29 locations. And what I tell my folks here in Davis County, the best is still yet to come. So how do you do it? You hire the best employees that there is. How is that comparable to Kentucky Wesleyan? I think it's eyeball to eyeball. And there is no doubt in my mind that Kentucky Wesleyan has definitely the best staff here, but also the best students. I believe that we have the best staff. I believe that we have the best customers. And if you don't know what Independence is about, I highly recommend that you come and give us a visit. We have locations across the state of Kentucky, but I believe we have 3 of the best right here in Davis County. So please feel free to come by and visit us, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I'm super proud, again, to be here tonight. I'm super proud to be able to be the Davis County president of the folks that are significant to me because they make my job easy. And if it wasn't for my folks, then this job would be a little bit more tough to be up here tonight. A lot of people think that it's a little bit difficult to talk in front of people, but it's really not because they make it easy for me. You guys are absolutely a phenomenal group that is supportive of Kentucky Wesleyan, and I know Dr. Mitchell and his group is super appreciative of each and every one of you guys. I thank you guys for giving me just a little bit of time tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this weekend. And again, thank you. I'm Nick Aller with Independence Bank. Hope you enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Please join me in giving another hand to Nick and the rest of our friends at Independence Bank who continue to be great community partners for the college. This event tonight would not be possible without their support. I'd now like to invite Michael Wade from the class of 1980 to give our invocation.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing for safe passage for our friends and alumni and family to travel in order to be here. Lord, we thank you for allowing us to assemble tonight to honor our alumni and friends for their various accomplishments. But last of all, we thank you, Lord, and we ask you that whatever we say tonight and whatever we do tonight gives honor to you. May the food have nourishment for our body, for Christ's sakes. Amen.
At this time, dinner is served. Please enjoy your dinner, and we'll be back soon to continue our program. Good evening again. I hope you all enjoyed your dinner tonight. It was catered by Catering and Creations. I meant to say that in my opening remarks, so please join me in giving them a hand for our wonderful catering. As we begin our program, I'd like to extend a special welcome to members of the classes of 1972 and 1997 on your 50th and 25th reunions. We have with us several distinguished guests of honor who will be celebrated this evening with alumni awards and induction into the Alumni Hall of Fame this evening. Congratulations to each of you on your deserved recognition, and also to each of your family and friends who join us, your Wesleyan family, and you on this special day. Kentucky Wesleyan College is blessed to have such fine representatives of our institution living the Wesleyan way, and we're honored by your presence here this evening. I'm now honored to introduce our 35th president. Since arriving in 2020, Dr. Tom Mitzel has guided our college through the uncertainty of a pandemic and with a focus carrying our momentum for the future. Our three pillars provide that strategic foundation and direction for the next generation of Kentucky Wesleyan College success. We are blessed by his leadership, and it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Mitzel to share a few remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tom Mitzel.
Good evening, everyone. I'm always hesitant to speak right after dinner because I could probably put you all to sleep. But I want to thank Summer for emceeing and putting together most of this event, and everything you see tonight has been part of her planning. So can we give Summer a round of applause? It's always interesting to learn a bit about a college's history and the community's history, and this is my second year attending this just really wonderful event, and to see such a large and enthusiastic crowd here tonight is just wonderful to have you here to support those who have given so much to Kentucky Wesleyan College. And I want to thank each of tonight's honorees for making such an incredible impact on the college and making such an incredible impact not just on the college here, but on your own communities and the people surrounding. And my wife gets mad at me when I do this, but I'm going to have the inductees please stand. Jeff, that means you too. So let's have all the inductees stand. Thank you. Thank you all for standing. We all work very hard, and it's so nice when we can come together and really share the times and celebrate all that has made the Panther family as great as it is. And much as I was last year, this year, I'm so much looking forward to the memories that are going to be shared and memories that are going to be created from tonight as we go forward through the weekend. I want to thank our trustees. We've had our Board of Trustee meeting the last couple of days. We've had some very spirited conversations, which have been excellent. So I will not ask all the trustees to stand because I'd make Jeff stand twice. But could we all give the trustees a round of applause, please? And lastly, I just want to thank each and every one of you. Everybody is here to help support what we think of and what we need to make Kentucky Wesleyan College such a great institution for students past, students present, and students future. We've been a college since 1858, and we want to go forward in the strongest possible possible pattern, and your support in that area is what helps make that go forward. So we have really a bright and exciting future. We have new academic programming coming forward. We have expanded and renovated existing facilities, one of which you are sitting in right now. We did not have this building 3 years ago, and now it has become really a centerpiece of our campus. We are strengthening our financial standing, and we are offering support to our students, faculty, and staff. None of that can happen without your help, without your dedication, and without your support. So thank each and every one of you. Tonight is about everyone. We are going to honor our inductees, but tonight is about everybody who is here as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our Alumni Relations Coordinator, Mary McDowell, from the class of 1979, who will introduce the Golden Jubilee class of 1972 and the Silver Jubilee class of 1997 and present them with their medallions.
This weekend, the members of the class of 1972 and 1997 have returned to campus to celebrate milestone reunions. Some have returned to campus and to the Owensboro area for the first time since graduation and have been amazed at what they have seen. Indeed, we all should be proud. Lots of changes on campus in the past 50 and 25 years. This evening, we officially induct the classes of 1972 into the Golden Jubilee Club and the class of 1997 into the Silver Jubilee Club. We invite each to come forward as your name is read and receive your official medallion. Each of these medallions is engraved with your name and your class year and features the seal of our college. While all are not with us today, we will recognize all who have been inducted, that they are celebrating. I'm sorry, I can't read, and I'm a college graduate. We will recognize all who have indicated that they're celebrating their 25th or 50th reunion this weekend, albeit some will be celebrating virtually. Will, that's your cue, buddy. Okay, we have no sound. If you would stand up and come to the stage as your name is called. Patricia Sparks Antle from the class of 1972. Linda Bartley Bronstetter. Christina McKinney Brennan. Janet Laswell Sawansky. Mr. Jeff White. And Thomas Wonder. Still no music? Oh man, it was going to be so good. Oh, here we go. It's Popcorn. Do you all remember this tune? Okay, now we will celebrate with the class of 1997, their 25th anniversary. Mr. Brian Sider. Sonia Kirby Simpson. Mr. Sam Taylor. And Tanya Roberts Lancaster. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Mary, and congratulations and thanks to the class of 1972 and 1997 members for being here with us tonight. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our Vice President for Advancement, Eddie Kinney.
Thank you, Summer, and it truly is a pleasure to welcome everybody home for this homecoming celebration. Roy, where are you at? Say it. Always. Welcome home. You can say it again later. It's especially great to welcome back those who are being honored this evening, your families, your loved ones who are here to celebrate with you all of the accomplishments, and we're, as your Kentucky Wesleyan College family, honored and proud of you as well. If you're not on social media or reading any of our e-communications, Pillars Magazine, or any of the great information that's being pushed out, and we're sharing all the information about our alumni achievements and everything that's going on, you're missing out. It's sensational what our alumni do, and we are so proud and thrilled to be able to share it. You may have also seen some of our recent series that we call Picks. Anybody seen Picks? Well, if you haven't, as you can imagine, there's some incredible history and tradition and knowledge of Kentucky Wesleyan College that's being shared by our very own Roy Pickerel. Every Tuesday, check out all of our social media accounts. But they've also been a little bit of fun.
Okay. Let's go.
Go.
Our homecoming. We can redo that. I screwed that one up. You're such a hot dog. You ready? That's all, folks.
So this is a fun evening, right? And this is a fun weekend. And you get a sneak peek of that. We're going to be sharing that around the holiday time, but we couldn't wait. I mean, Pick, we appreciate you and all that you do, and you allow us to pick on you from time to time as well. Of course, Roy is one of our advancement team members, a loyal alumnus, colleague, and friend. And I also want to take a moment this evening, as I do at this event every year, to recognize the incredible team that I have the pleasure of working alongside on a daily basis. It truly is an advancement family, just like we talked about earlier, our whole entire Kentucky Wesleyan family. And I have a pleasure of working again with this family day to day. Of course, you know Summer Aldridge, Kelly Flick, who's unable to be with us tonight, Ruthie Hume, who's unable to be with us tonight, Miss Mary McDowell. Where did Mary go to? There's Mary. Jamie Moore, back there. Roy Pickerel, we've already introduced, but we'll say your name again because I owe you a few. Miss Kathy Rutherman, Miss Leah Taylor, and Stephanie Whitfield. So thank you to all, and if you would, please join me with this great group that we have. We also have a rockstar student worker group, Emily Reed, Carrison Bailey, and Maddie Shook, who absolutely helped to move things forward as well and make a whole lot of this happen. And we're incredibly grateful to them too, if you would join me in recognizing them. So we often say that we are stewards of your institution. Me, as a non-alum of Kentucky Wesleyan College, I say that with a very humble heart. It's truly an honor and a privilege to represent Kentucky Wesleyan College, to meet with alumni, to meet with your families, and really to create that family atmosphere. We take great pride in it. We know what it means, and we're always pushing, and I will tell you that this team behind is always pushing me out of the way to really drive things forward and to really look at the investment that we can make to further the education, to further the Kentucky Wesleyan College experience for our students. It's an investment that is certainly worthwhile. Last fall, we collectively established a new record for a third straight year on Giving Tuesday when we raised over $460,000 in one single day. No pressure, but November 29th is Giving Tuesday 2022, and we want to beat 460,000. But we can, because you believe in the mission of Kentucky Wesleyan, and there are several of our students here tonight that are benefiting from what you are investing in, and they are the results, and they are our future leaders. So thank you. Our President's Circle membership grew to over 280 members this past year. We celebrated those members and numerous other fellow Kentucky Wesleyan family members and community members at our President's Gala in April. It was a sensational evening, enjoyed by all, and also helped us to raise more funds to support our students. The President's Circle has now been rebranded to the 1858 Society, and membership has continued to thrive here in our new fiscal year. We also have introduced new lifetime giving societies, the Millersburg Society and the Winchester Society. All of these recognize our history, our past, our tradition, and our glorious and bright future. Thank you. Dr. Mitchell has said this already, but look around you as you visit campus this weekend. It's incredible. This facility, as he said, has been transformed. I know there are those who were here last year and maybe have already seen the improvements that have been made. There are those who haven't seen it since we originally purchased it, and you can just see the transformation. It's incredible. But if you walk the grounds, you're going to see other transformational renovations that have taken place, including People's Hall, and the Woodward Health and Recreation Center, and Jones Gymnasium, Tapscott Chapel, and more. So I encourage you, please visit and just see all that's been made possible because of your investment. Again, thank you. We are indeed grateful for your support. Seeing the impact and sharing it is really the joy that we have, and again, it is a humble responsibility that we have as stewards of this institution. Yesterday, the Reverend Dale Carden was in our trustee meeting, and he finished a session by saying something that really struck me. The best day of my life hasn't happened yet. The best days of Kentucky Wesleyan College haven't happened yet. They're coming because of you. Thank you very, very much. Do we have any more bloopers? That was good. It's now my pleasure and honor to introduce the president of the Kentucky Wesleyan College Alumni Association, my good friend, Mr. Doug Hoyt from the class of 1984.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to be here tonight and to be able to say congratulations to all the honorees tonight. It's a marvelous group of people that we're going to honor. You know, earlier today, I had the opportunity to participate in the Board of Trustees meeting, and one person characterized the discussion of the board as we're playing offense. And I think that's a great characterization. Kentucky Wesleyan is truly doing some remarkable things. The Alumni Association is attempting to do some remarkable things, and it's the participation of people like you that are here tonight that are really making a difference in the life of Kentucky Wesleyan, the students, and so many people that we serve as a college. So you should all be very proud of what you're doing. As Eddie said, it is my privilege and honor to serve as the president of the Alumni Association. We have a number of board members here with us tonight. I would like to ask all of them to stand and be recognized for what they're doing for the college and the Alumni Association. If you're on the Alumni Association board, please stand. Thank you for your service. We're also honored tonight to have several of my predecessors with us tonight. So would all past presidents of the Alumni Association please stand? I have seen Mr. Bart Darrell, Beth Ronk, Catherine Sherrard, Kathy Bishop, and Sam Taylor. Thank you for your contributions to the Alumni Association. I also need to say thank you to Eddie and his team. You know, they work tirelessly to engage with alumni and cause them to connect and reconnect with Kentucky Wesleyan College. Particularly, I have to recognize Summer. She is responsible largely, not entirely, but largely, for coordinating all of these events this weekend. She's also responsible for keeping me on track many, many times. And if you talk to my wife, she'll tell you that that is a difficult thing to do. As the president of the Alumni Association, I am honored to participate in the process of selecting the very deserving honorees. And I congratulate them and their families again. We are fortunate to have so many alumni who have gone on to do great and amazing things locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. I want to thank my fellow board members for their efforts in reviewing all of the nominations and ultimately voting to determine tonight's honorees. At this time, I'd like to welcome Matt Ruark from the class of 2009 to the stage to present the first award.
I envy everyone who has to introduce people who have PhDs. But it's my honor to present our first award of the evening, the Gus E. Paris Distinguished Service Award. Our honoree tonight received her Bachelor's of Arts with honors and a Master of Arts in Zoology from DePaul University and her PhD in Biology from the University of South Florida. She was a visiting scientist with the National Science and Research Council on Canada's Fisheries and Oceans St. Andrews Biological Station before beginning her professional academic career. Her career has been guided by the overarching principle of engaging undergraduates in research as a pedagogical tool and expanding opportunities for students. I had to practice that word. She began her academic career at the University of Texas, San Antonio, where she quickly gathered a research team that presented their research findings at national meetings and published peer-reviewed literature. Moving to Canisius College as a department chair, she brought a vision of providing undergraduates the opportunity of conducting research within their curriculum. Dr. Den recruited high-quality faculty and aggressively pursued external funding to support undergraduate research opportunities for students, faculty development, and curricular improvements. With extensive funding from the National Science Foundation, NASA, the National Institutes of Health, the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, and the private sector, the Sciences developed new programs in emerging fields, funded more than 500 student researchers who presented and published their research, incorporated course-based research projects into curricula, acquired state-of-the-art instrumentation to support the sciences, developed educational programs to support middle, high school, and teacher education students and professional teachers, and provided funds for bricks-and-mortar research facilities modernization projects. Canisius College selected Dr. Den for the Kenneth L. Kessler Distinguished Faculty Award for outstanding teaching and contributions to the academic world. Now to 2008. She came to Kentucky Wesleyan College as the Vice President of Academic Affairs and Dean of the college. Her vision for Wesleyan was to create opportunities for students, faculty, and staff to excel and to raise retention and graduation rates. Throughout her tenure at Wesleyan, her focus on faculty, staff, and student success led her to seek funding to establish new initiatives, which enabled the college to hire personnel to develop and lead these new initiatives and provide opportunities for faculty and staff professional growth. She developed the Wesleyan Fellows Program, which funds students to work with faculty on novel research, scholarly, or creative projects. She created a small internal grant program for faculty with a special allotment from the Board of Trustees. Faculty use these funds to acquire materials needed for project-based courses, to attend workshops to further develop faculty expertise, and/or to develop new pedagogical approaches, projects, or online courses, the latter of which led to the approval for an online degree program to reach new groups of students who could not physically attend Kentucky Wesleyan College. She secured external funding from the National Science Foundation to provide scholarships for math and science students who were first generation, women, and from low socioeconomic backgrounds and ethnic minorities. Funding from the James Graham Brown Foundation created the Sophomore Year Program, which improved retention through the sophomore year programming and an opportunity to win a Find Yourself grant, which was applied to the next year's tuition to enable students to complete an internship, study abroad, engage in research, scholarly or creative projects instead of working outside the college. This isn't in the grant or in the writing here, but that grant also brought my wife to Kentucky Wesleyan College. So we didn't know that at the time, but thank you, Dr. Den. A small grant from the Owensboro Health Community Benefit Fund built the Campus Fit Trail and provided funding for health and wellness programming to the campus and neighborhood community. Funding from the Department of Education upgraded institutional software to enable better data-driven decisions and to develop the Center for Engaged Teaching and Learning to provide faculty with support for developing more student-centered pedagogical approaches, such as course-based research projects, service learning, and to provide students with opportunities to engage in internships, service learning, undergraduate research, and study abroad. As a result, many of our academic programs altered curricula to include internships, research, and service learning components that led to the development of the current SACS, Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, Quality Enhancement Plan of Writing Through Engagement. She lobbied for many full-time positions to add and develop our programs, including music, theater arts, exercise science, health sciences, zoology, honors program, and online degree programs. The freshman year experience at the Student Success Center, career services, institutional research effectiveness, among many others. These activities, changes, and faculty staff additions have had a lasting impact on enrollment growth, student retention, and graduation rates. Most recently, she acquired funding from the Lilly Foundation's Network for Vocation and Undergraduate Education, known as NetView program, to help students find their life's purpose through new programming in the freshman, sophomore, and junior year experiences, campus ministries, and in select academic coursework, and for faculty and staff learning communities to explore meaning and purpose. Dr. Den's impact goes far beyond her home institution here at Kentucky Wesleyan. You've done a lot, Dr. Den, and I'm just glad to tell everybody about it. Along with the service to discipline-specific professional societies, Dr. Den was involved in the Texas Academy of Science and was elected a fellow. For many years, she ran the Expanding Your Horizon conference in both San Antonio and Buffalo, which encouraged middle school girls to stay in math and science and increase their job and career opportunities. She served for a decade on the Lake Erie Binational Forum to develop the Lake-wide Management Plan. Through her many years of involvement in the Council on Undergraduate Research, she has mentored numerous faculty throughout the U.S. and for more than 20 years has been involved in teaching faculty how to successfully write grant proposals and to help institutions implement undergraduate research throughout the curriculum. She was a 2008 recipient of the Council of Undergraduate Research Fellows Award, which recognizes individuals who develop nationally respected research programs involving undergrads of all backgrounds, incorporating research into the courses they teach, and lead efforts to institutionalize research on their campuses and across the nation. She regularly reviews biology programs nationwide, as involved in SACS as institutional accreditation reviews, serves as a grant reviewer for federal agency and private organizations, as an on-site reviewer for many of the National Institute of Health programs. Personally, in 2008, I was a junior at Kentucky Wesleyan College, and I got a phone call that invited me to serve on the search committee for a new vice president for academic affairs. Now, anybody who knows my academic history knows that I saw this as an opportunity to maybe get in good with a new academic dean. So I took advantage of that opportunity with the candidates, and obviously one of those candidates was Dr. Paula Dinn. And at that time, to make sure that I would be on her side, she promised me a trip to Hawaii. And she did not. She goes to Hawaii annually. I thought it was a guarantee of a trip to Hawaii. And here it is, 2022, and I still haven't been to Hawaii. Something that's not in this bio as well is that Dr. Dinn is a tremendous chef. Over her period of time serving at the college, she has made and served wonderful food from all around the world to folks across the college. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but she made it a life goal to ensure that I tried things outside the realm of Burger King and McDonald's. So I think she saw it as a growth opportunity. At times I saw it as torture. But she truly is a wonderful chef and is one of the most welcoming people in her home that I know. It was also a really distinguished opportunity that as someone who was a student when Dr. Dinn came, that I've had the privilege in the last several years to serve on the President's Cabinet alongside Dr. Dinn here at the college. And something that's particularly special to me and for many graduates of the college who know, whenever you look at your degree, there are 4 signatures on your degree from Kentucky Wesleyan College. One is the president of the college. Bart Darrell's signature is there. But Dr. Dinn's signature is on my degree from Kentucky Wesleyan College. So it's for her extraordinary commitment to Kentucky Wesleyan College and the impact on so many. In the model of Gus Paris, the Alumni Association presents the Gus E. Paris Distinguished Service Award to Dr. Paula Dinn.
As a marine biologist, I love the JAWS theme. It's great. I just want to say thank you very much. I can't tell you how much this award means to me because I also knew Gus Paris. And Gus was a truly remarkable human being and a wonderful reflection on the college. And I'm very happy to receive this award that's named for him because it means a lot. In terms of Matt told me that, that he came from Kentucky and he had to get shoes to come to Kentucky Wesleyan. This is what, of course, all of my colleagues thought was going to have to happen when I came from New York to Kentucky. They thought that, it was just going to be terrible. But I just want to say that this award really is not my award. It's the award that goes to all of the people who have done all of the work that came from the opportunities that I provided. And those people, the faculty and staff here and students at Kentucky Wesleyan are represented in this award, and that's what I'll always think of every time I look at it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt, and congratulations again, Dr. Dinn. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Director of Development and Campus Relations, Ms. Kathy Rutherman, to give our next award.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be with all of you tonight. And it's my privilege to introduce a very special lady. But first, I'd like to share a personal observation about Kentucky Wesleyan. I've been a part of KWC for almost 16 years. And earlier in my life, before I came here, I worked at a Baptist hospital and then for many years at a Catholic hospital. Through my experiences, some very rich experiences at each institution, I have learned that Methodists, by far, are the most fun to be with and throw the best parties. I am honored to introduce our next awardee, the Honorary Alumna. This award recognizes non-alumni who have given considerably of their time and talents to the college. The recipient is a true friend of the institution and is granted official status as a member of the Kentucky Wesleyan College Alumni Association. Our awardee grew up in Hammondville in Hart County, Kentucky. She served as a secretary and bookkeeper at East Hardin High School in Glendale, Kentucky for 18 years, and as an administrative assistant at the Hardin County Board of Education Central Office in Elizabethtown for 6.5 years. She is a resident of Elizabethtown and Port Charlotte, Florida, and is active in churches in both cities. She has a son, Kevin Dixon, class of 1980, 2 grandsons, Christopher and Matthew, a granddaughter, Elizabeth Page Dixon, class of 2019, and 4 great-grandchildren, Sadie, Jackson, Jude, and Avea. Her son and granddaughter and her sister, Evelyn Garrison, have joined us for tonight's festivities. She and the late Holly Skidmore, class of 1931, an Elizabethtown businessman and radio station owner, were married in 1992. The college recognized Holly with the Alumni Service Award in 2006 in recognition of his many years of dedicated work and service to the institution. Holly remarked in 2000 that Kentucky Wesleyan took a poor country boy and gave him confidence, and that he would always be thankful for the impact KWC had had on his life. Our awardee, too, serves KWC with passion and generosity. I can't tell you the number of times she calls me throughout the year just to check and see how things are going on campus. And she always says that she feels at home when she gets here. The Holly Franklin Skidmore Foundation awards a scholarship to a KWC student every year. It is my pleasure to welcome and congratulate Anna Dixon Skidmore as honorary alumna of Kentucky Wesleyan College.
I'm not a speaker, but I do want to thank the board for selecting me for the award. And I would like to thank the person that selected my name or issued my name, but I better not call too many. But thank that person anyway. And I love the college, I love visiting here, and I've made so many good friends in the years that I've been associated with Kentucky Wesleyan. And thank you all so much. I appreciate it very much. Feel very honored and humbled.
Thank you, Kathy, and congratulations again, Anna. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Sigma Nu Faculty Advisor, Ron Sharp, to present our next award.
It's my pleasure to introduce this year's recipient of the Outstanding Young Graduate Award. This award is presented to a recent graduate who has achieved professional or personal distinction, demonstrated outstanding leadership in their profession and community, and whose contributions reflect well on Kentucky Wesleyan. He is a Davis County native who graduated from Kentucky Wesleyan College in 2012 with a degree in political science. During his time at Kentucky Wesleyan, he was involved in a variety of organizations, including Sigma Nu, the Stanley Reed Society, student government, and more. His career has been driven by a passion for education and a desire to make a difference through public service, which has led him to work in a variety of roles in higher education and government. For the past year, he has worked for U.S. Senator Bob Casey as his principal advisor on education, covering everything from child care and early childhood education to higher education. Later this year, he will be joining the U.S. Department of Education in the Office of the Undersecretary, which oversees all policies and programs related to vocational and adult education, post-secondary education, college grant, and the Office of Federal Student Aid. He worked on federal higher education policy at 2 different think tanks before working in the federal government. He has also worked for the University of Kentucky, the University of Louisville, and Kentucky Wesleyan, and has served in various roles in Kentucky state government. He has been quoted, and his research has been cited in various publications, including the New York Times, the Washington Post, Inside Higher Education, and more. He is also a senior contributor education for Forbes magazine. While working at KWC, he served on the board of the Owensboro Area World Affairs Council. He was also a 2015 fellow for the Kentucky chapter of the New Leaders Council and served on the board for 2 years. He attended the University of Kentucky's Martin School of Public Policy, where he earned a Master of Public Administration with a concentration in education policy. He is currently completing a PhD at the University of Kentucky, where he is studying higher education. While he will always call Kentucky home, he now lives in Washington, D.C. with his partner, Ben, and their dog, Izzy. The Alumni Association is pleased to present the Outstanding Young Graduate Award to Wesley Whistle, class of 2012.
Just say thanks really quickly. Sorry, also my allergies. I've been in Kentucky for 9 hours and I'm already suffering. I would just say quickly, thanks. He's not here, but I have to give thanks to Dr. Bill Conroy, who was my advisor, my professor, who definitely made a big difference in my trajectory. And also, as an alum and a former staff member, I've also had that privilege. And as someone who works in higher ed every day, I learned so much as a staff member, and I also have to thank Dean Den because I got to know her very well when she hired me to work for the college. I didn't know her as well as a student, but she taught me a lot in the short time that I was here for a little over a year, and didn't freak out when I left in the middle of accreditation, and was really supportive and really understood that my passion was wanting to go to DC and to do federal higher ed policy, and she was, it was very nice to have a gracious boss who cared about my passion and the things I wanted to do. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ron, and congratulations, Wesley. At this time, I'd like to welcome the infamous Roy Pickerel, which I don't know how I feel about letting him on stage after showing his blooper reel, but bear with me, from the class of 1975 to the stage to give our next award.
To all of our alumni, welcome home. Welcome home where you belong. Oh, by the way, this week's Pick's Pick, did you know that 97 years ago was our first homecoming? Yeah, never mind. I'm here to present the Roy Pickerel Alumni Service Award honors those alumni who most clearly represent the spirit of Kentucky Wesleyan College and recognize their years of dedicated work and service to the college. Our recipient tonight majored in business administration and was a member of the Sigma Nu fraternity, better known as the Snakes, and our Panther golf team here at Wesleyan. Since graduating in 1987, tonight's recipient has been busy making a difference in the world in so many ways, including he spent 11 years as a golf pro and attained a Class A status in the PGA in 1992. After life-threatening open heart surgery in 2011, he founded the Ashburn Project for Diabetic Awareness that provided supplies and assistance for diabetics affected by financial or natural hardships. In 2013, he graduated with a master's degree in education from Walden University with a 3.9, really? Okay. From 2014 to 2016, he served as a volunteer instructor and member of the board of directors with the post-secondary school in Haiti. In 2015, he founded the David Ashburn Ministries, largely as a preaching pulpit supply, and also provided multiple relief efforts in the aftermath of the Gatlinburg, Tennessee wildfire in 2016. In 2016, he wrote and published the book, Another Chance, One Man's Journey Back to Life, Health, and Happiness. In 2018, he was ordained and credentialed with the Amen, Full Gospel and International Free Church in Alberta, California. He served as a bishop and the state elder for Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. This year, he was inducted into Extreme Valley Wrestling Hall of Fame for his contributions during over 2 decades in independent professional wrestling. Fun fact, he also won the King of the Valley Wrestling Championship that same night. Without further ado, the Roy Pickerel Alumni Association Service Award is presented to class of 1987, David Ashburn.
Wow. It's hard to stand up in front of everybody here and accept an award with a class surrounding me that I feel completely inferior to. I mean, I'm sitting here with an Alumni Service Award with literally Mr. KWC Sports' name on it. That, to me, is something else. And how many other places do you hear you get an award, they play your walk-up wrestling intro music? That's also why I'm limping up here. But all kidding aside, folks, I've been through so much in this life and in this world that even though that to me sounded like that ran on forever, that doesn't touch half of what I've been through. But all I can say is, when it comes right down to it, the thing that's gotten me through everything is friends, family, and faith. If it wasn't for my belief in God, I would not be here today. I was not supposed to be here. After 2011, I had open heart surgery, and they had actually talked about pulling the plug on me, organ donation, and, you know, here I stand today, freshly off retiring finally from pro wrestling at the age of 58. But I got to throw a special shout out to, I've got a couple of my brothers from Sigma Nu right here, and I've got a whole bunch of gentlemen here at the back left. Guys, whatever you do, stay faithful, learn, and give back to the community in any way you can. But the most important thing to me tonight is my wife out here. Thank goodness she didn't know me from 1982 to 87 and knew some of the shenanigans that went on that will remain swept under the rug and in the quiet and just lurk in the hallways of the buildings here at Wesleyan. But she's amazing, and she was so excited, and I was shocked when Roy called me and told me about this. Roy, I can't thank you enough, folks. It's an absolute honor to be here on campus to see the changes, the amazing changes that have gone on since I left here 35 years ago. But thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy, and congratulations again, David. At this time, I'd like to introduce Brad Bates from the class of 1992 to introduce our next awardee.
Hello. It's my honor to present the 2022 Alumni Achievement Award. This award recognizes alumni who have achieved a level of eminence within their professional field with distinction, personally and/or for Kentucky Wesleyan, and are recognized by their peers for their achievements. Our recipient is a native of the rural community of Carrollton, Georgia. He earned his accounting degree at Kentucky Wesleyan in 1991, and I will mention I believe that was done in 3 years. There we go, all right. A little faster than most of us, but he started his professional career right after 1992 as a staff accountant at Memorial Medical Center in Savannah, Georgia. During this time at Memorial, he studied for and passed the 4 components of the CPA exam. In 1995, he became the controller of a 30-physician multi-specialty group in charge of financial reporting and practice acquisitions. In 1997, he returned to Memorial Medical Center in the role of financial manager in charge of billing and collections in the home care division. In early 1998, he was promoted to Director of Financial Services in charge of all financial functions in the home care division. In 2000, he relocated to Houston to take over all financial operations of Material Child Health Care Services, which at the time was the 7th largest private duty agency in the country. In 2003, MCH Services were relocated and combined with Southern Mississippi Home Health Care and Hospice in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, at which time he became the divisional controller. In 2007, he joined the team at John D. Archibald Hospital in Thomasville, Georgia, to head up the billing and collections operation of a five-hospital health system. In 2012, he joined Siemens Medical, working in their healthcare software division based in Malvern, Pennsylvania. And then in 2016, he joined the executive team at Washington County Regional Medical Center as CFO and was ultimately promoted to CEO in 2018. It sounds like this guy can't keep a job, just to be honest with you. However, somebody found him in 2020 After 2 successful years at the Western Regional Medical Center, he accepted the position of CEO at the Jenkins County Medical Center, where he's still CEO today, until they run out and you got to go find something else, apparently. So, during his career in healthcare, he has served on the state board for various healthcare-related entities. He graduated from the Georgia Hospital Association of Leadership Training and is currently a member of the Health Financial Management Association as well. Antoine is currently serving on the Georgia Hospital Association Audit and Finance Committee, and he served as a panelist on the GHA Revenue Cycle platform. He and his wife Julia are proud parents of 5 children, ranging in age from 33 to 22. Julie is a registered nurse and certified case manager from Guyton, Georgia. The family are avid sports fans, and he and Julie enjoy playing tennis and golf. For his career achievements and distinction brought to Kentucky Wesleyan College, the Alumni Association presents Antoine Poitras, class of 1991, with the 2022 Alumni Achievement Award. Congratulations.
Rush Town Management. So check this out. Since we talking over this deaf beat right here that I put together, I want to hear some of the deaf rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And together, we can get paid in full.
I would like to thank everyone for this award tonight. This is one of the things I never expected to be at Wesleyan. First of all, I never expected to be here tonight because tonight's my 20th wedding anniversary. So I'm pretty bad with dates. So when I told my wife we were having to come to the event tonight, she says, "You know, that's our wedding anniversary. And that's 20 years." So I do understand that now. So Julia, thanks for being with me for 20 years and putting up with me for 20 years. I am a little high maintenance, so I would, as probably Eddie and Mary will confirm, is that it takes a lot to get me going and keep me in line. But one good thing is, I did have 8 points to match those 8 national championships, but I won't cover all of them tonight. So, but my big deal is that I never intended up to start at Wesleyan. So I was a year before I arrived, and my buddy Chad will like this joke. I was sitting at a table with Cornelius Bennett at the University of Alabama during their A-Day game, prepared to possibly go to school there. And a year later, I could not walk or run. I had tore all the ligaments in my knee getting ready for an all-star football game. So I intended on coming to Wesleyan to rehab and then transfer back out to a bigger university. But once I arrived at Wesleyan, I realized that it's not where you are in life, it's what you surround yourself with. And at Wesleyan, I was surrounded by great professors and a great group of friends that allowed, that helped uplift me. And I tell all my friends and all of my workers is the key is surround yourself with great people. And I've managed to do that when I was at Wesleyan. So from all of my achievements in life, it all starts with my group of friends. My friend Chad, Brad, Greg, that are here tonight. One of those groups of friends that allowed me to uplift myself. They set the bar and allow you to raise up to that bar. My wife and I joke a lot when we have an argument. I say, well, we'll go ahead and call my mom and see who she agrees with. And as you could probably expect, my mom's going to agree with me. Now, I tell her the same thing. If you have an argument with Chad, go ahead and call my mom, because guess what? She's going to always agree with Chad, too. So it never goes by. Probably at the 5-minute mark of every conversation that I have with my mother, she asks, how's Chad and Melissa doing? So, and that was one benefit of, like I said, surround yourself with good people. Chad had the pleasure at one point in his coaching career to go back to Carrollton, my hometown, and coach. And you gotta understand that's a long way from Cleves, Ohio, where Chad started, to end up in Carrollton, Georgia. But from a standpoint of surrounding yourself with great people, Chad and I talked to the coaches and said, hey, I would trust this guy with all of my kids. So you should trust him with your high school students. And Chad had a wonderful career in Carrollton. Everybody always asked about him when I returned home. So my key is, and my whole deal at Wesleyan is all about surrounding yourself with good people, a good environment, and Wesleyan provided that environment for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Brad, and congratulations again, Antoine. At this time, I'd like to welcome President Emeritus Bart Darrell from the class of 1984 to the stage to introduce our next honoree.
Well, good evening. First of all, I want to say thanks to Independence Bank also for always supporting the college and making this night possible. And we recognize, I know there's some other Independence Bank folks other than Mr. Aller who was up here, but we do need to point out one of our own. Where's 9 for 9, Steve Devine? Yeah, yeah. Clap for Steve. I mean, And before I talk about our honoree, I do want to tell you, you know what President Emeritus means? Everybody asks me that. It means you can say whatever you want when you get on campus. They're not paying you anything, so it really doesn't matter. But I do want to tell you a real quick story that happened today, and it's relevant because it relates to every single one of you and every single one of you honorees tonight in a particular way. There is a young lady. I'm not picking her out because she's a favorite or anything like that. She represents a lot of kids that have come through this school. There's a young lady named Macy Brown who graduated here in 2019 while I was president. And I remember Macy Brown, I think she was a sophomore, and she participated in the campus-wide moot court competition. For you lawyers, you know what that means. And I talked to some of the guys we brought in and gals to judge this, and I said, how'd you think our kids were? And they said, they are amazing, absolutely amazing. And there's one young lady who's not even a senior, and she came in second in the whole campus. And I said, who was it? And they said, a girl named Macy Brown. I said, yeah. It doesn't surprise me. Well, right after that, I see Macy coming out of the administration building. And I said, Macy, I said, I just heard you killed it. You came in second in the whole campus. And she looked like somebody just stolen her lunch money. And she said, I wanted to win the thing. I knew then that Macy Brown was headed for special places. Well, today, after Macy graduated from here, she went to Indiana University Law School. And I was sitting here on campus talking to somebody, and I got a text message from Macy Brown. And she said, I just passed the bar exam. And what she probably didn't know was that I'm one of the 7 graders of the bar exam in Kentucky. I didn't know her name. They're not on the test. Don't get the wrong idea. But my point is that you people have inspired people like Macy Brown. You're being recognized, and this recognition inspires our kids to be things maybe they didn't think they could be. So do me a favor, because I did talk to her today, and this is being recorded, I think. Everybody give a congratulatory round of applause for Macy Brown from Henderson, Kentucky, for passing the bar. It is a high privilege for me to get to present the Outstanding Alumnus Award this year. It is Jeff White is our recipient. You can read the program. It's not a mystery. But the Outstanding Alumnus Award is given by the Alumni Association to somebody who has consistently been superior in their commitment to this college, the church, or the college community. And Jeff White is absolutely, there's no more deserving recipient than you, my friend. Let's talk about his professional career. he left Wesleyan. As I understand it, he came from Ohio, and the only reason you're here is because your parents told you had to go to school at least 4 hours away or something like that from them. Yeah, 8 hours away from them. And, but after he graduated from Wesleyan, he embarked on a business career that is incredible. He, in 88, he started a company called Jeffco in the Richmond, Virginia area that is a commercial glass manufacturing installation company. And I've been to Richmond with Jeff, and if you ride in a car with Jeff in Richmond, Virginia, you got to get ready because every street you turn on, he's going to point out unbelievable buildings that he put the glass in. Every street we ever went on, it was Jeff White Boulevard as far as that kind of thing goes. The company grew to more than 100 employees, and he sold the thing in 2016 when you retired, and he's been involved in at least 4 other businesses that I can think of. But one thing that Jeff did that this has nothing to do with why you're getting this award. In fact, it could detract from it. But Jeff White is also a business consultant. He consults with car washes, all right? Yeah, okay. Well, he's so good at that he negotiated his fee for consulting with this car wash business that I saw when I was out there, that he gets lifetime car washes as his compensation for every member of his family, some of whom are under the age of 10. Shame on you for that. In 2015, Jeff and his wife Susan, who is part of the Wesleyan family now too, Susan, along with Jeff's college roommate, Chuck Schmiel, the class of 72, and Chuck's wife, Nancy King Schmiel, the class of 71. They established an endowed scholarship here for business students at Kentucky Wesleyan College. In 2017, Jeff came on to the Board of Trustees here and immediately started demonstrating the leadership that he has everywhere else. He's been on the executive committee, he's chaired the finance committee, and he was a driving force in this college finally acquiring this facility that you're in here tonight. And this is one of those things that changes our campus, and I don't know that it would have happened without you, Jeff. He has also continued, he and Susan have continued to support the college in every way you can imagine, investing in this college well beyond the scholarship that I mentioned earlier. He's just been the true Wesleyan man in every sense of the word. I will tell you, Jeff, that I tried to nominate you for this award, and it was rejected. And the reason it was rejected is because your friend and roommate, Chuck Schmiel, had beaten me to it. And Chuck Schmiel passed away in January of 2020, and he had the first memorial or funeral in the history of this building. It was here, Chuck Schmiel, who was a great Wesleyan man. But in the last months of Chuck Schmiel's life, he nominated you for this award. And I know for a fact how delighted he was and excited he was to do that for you. And I know that Chuck is with us right now, smiling like a proud brother to you, which he's always been. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a high honor for me to present to you the 2022 Outstanding Alumnus Award recipient, Mr. Jeff White.
There's a lot of hooping and hollering, I'll tell you that. Thank you, Bart. Thank you, President Mitchell. Thank you, the Board of Trustees. And thank you, the Alumni Association, for this remarkable honor. I've always said that college taught me to think, but it was way more than that. There are 4 principles you learn and live by, and they're the Wesleyan way: honor, support, integrity, and love. I apply all these to my past and present life. You have to honor yourself to be the best you can. You need to support everyone you know and work with. And the big one is integrity. To live one's life in such a way that a person can always do the right thing and be reliable and come through no matter what. The last is love. For me, it was my family, my business, and now Kentucky Wesleyan. I appreciate what Bart said in the introduction. And yes, my wife and I built a successful company. But the foundation was laid years earlier as a student here at Kentucky Wesleyan. It wasn't in textbooks or the buildings or the grounds. It was in the people. And that's why I think it's important that we continue to build the college, because we build the future through the influence of our students. I also want to give a very big thanks to Dan Frazier for all your help and patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Bart, and congratulations, Jeff. We now have the pleasure of inducting the members of the Kentucky Wesleyan College Hall of Fame, class of 2022. The Kentucky Wesleyan College Alumni Association established the Alumni Hall of Fame to recognize alumni whose lives and achievements have earned them distinction in numerous ways, alumni whose accomplishments have brought state, regional, and even national recognition to their alma mater. Inductees represent alumni from each campus location in the history of Kentucky Wesleyan: Millersburg, Winchester, and Owensboro. The Alumni Association is pleased to honor these individuals who have achieved such success and have given themselves to their profession in an exemplary fashion. At this time, I'd like to introduce Trustee Lydia Dorman, class of 1982, to announce our first Hall of Famer of the evening.
Well, good afternoon or good evening. It is my pleasure, and I am humbled and so honored to be able to bestow this award on Dr. Capps. He was from the class of 1957, and I must say before I start, so many people have commented on my dress. So when Summer actually wrote me and said, "Would you please introduce Dr. Capps?" I said, "Oh my God, I gotta go back to my closet. I gotta get all dressed up for this." Because Dr. Capps was really someone very, very special to me. Dr. Capps made a career of teaching, mentoring, and leading, and his start can be traced back to investments made in him by KWC professors like Jane Forgy, Ray Wagoner, Doug Sasser, and Corinne Cowgill. Dr. Capps began his career in education in 1962 as an instructor in Western Kentucky University's English department. He became the university's first communications department head in 1968. The department grew its program offerings and faculty count from 8 to 50 by the time he departed that role in 1994. A 1982 experience working with General Motors executives helped him realize that higher education had a lot to offer the business world. So he founded Leadership Strategies, a consulting firm that helped organizations of all kinds improve their performance. Leadership Strategies clients ranged from institutions of higher learning, including medical schools, and corporations like Whirlpool and Toyota. Leadership Strategies eventually expanded into Kentucky Leadership Center. His career took him globally, like places Quebec, Malaysia, France, and included mentoring executives at IBM and the Coca-Cola Company. And he did things at 2 companies where I worked, Toyota and Coca-Cola, so no wonder things were so successful there. And he consulted for Fortune 50 companies like General Electric and Pepsi. Dr. Capps also mentored 6 college presidents, including our own Kentucky Wesleyan College President Emeritus, Bart Darrell. Of course, as we mentioned, from the class of 1984. Dr. Capps was a noted author of 9 books on leadership and communications, and his honors included KWC Honorary Doctor of Humanities, Kentucky Wesleyan College Outstanding Alumnus, Sigma Nu Hall of Honor, we've heard a lot about Sigma Nus tonight, WKU Outstanding MBA Teacher twice, and Outstanding Global Advocate by the Chamber of Commerce of Warren County. When I was asked to give homage to Dr. Capps, I said strategic, visionary, leader, sensei, and consummate gentleman. They're just a few descriptors that I would bestow, for without his encouragement and wisdom on the importance of pursuing a higher education degree, especially at WKU, I would not have had the successful career that I did. I so much honor Dr. Capps. He continued to invest in students as rising leaders, just as his Wesleyan professors had laid the way for him. Those students' successes and contributions to the workplace made it worthwhile to Dr. Capps. He said, "It's been particularly rewarding to work with those students who are highly motivated to achieve. It's been my pleasure." Dr. Capps was preceded in death by his wife, Joan, who was also a Kentucky Wesleyan College graduate. But sadly, Dr. Capps passed away in February of 2022. Now, it is our pleasure to officially induct Dr. Randall Capps into the Kentucky Wesleyan College Alumni Hall of Fame. And while he is no longer with us, his legacy lives on, and for that, we are grateful. At this time, I'd like to welcome Jill, his daughter, to the stage to accept his medallion in his honor. Jill.
Professor, you might find it unbelievable that she was unprepared to speak. Dad and Mom are probably a little disappointed in that. But I am so proud to stand here before you. It is my honor, and my father would have been beyond honored for this tremendous and very generous and kind award. I am so grateful. He would have been so grateful. But I have to add that Mom, also Joan Gray, was a proud alum of Kentucky Wesleyan. And I know they're both looking down from up there to be here tonight with us in spirit. And I thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Lydia, and congratulations to you and your family, Jill. At this time, I'd like to introduce Tammy Tripp DeShawn from the class of 1986 to induct our final Hall of Famer of the evening.
is my honor to introduce Dr. Julie A. Gerwell, class of '89, PAC, PhD, is a professor of neurology at the University of Kentucky. Dr. Gerwell earned her PhD in anatomy and neurobiology in 1994 and studied the role of opiates and astrocyte development in vitro. She completed a postdoctorate fellowship in the Department of Pharmacology at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill from 1994 to 96. She received a master's degree in physician assistant studies at the University of Kentucky in 2003 and is certified by the National Commission of Certification of Physician Assistants. Dr. Gerwell has practiced in the Department of Neurology at the University of Kentucky since 2003, and her primary clinical interest focuses on treatment of movement disorders. She specializes in programming deep brain stimulators to treat Parkinson's disease, essential tremor, and dystonia. Her research concentrates on a translational research project evaluating potential restorative therapies in Parkinson's disease. She is the first physician assistant to be appointed as a faculty member in the University of Kentucky College of Medicine. As Director of Advanced Practice Providers in Neurology Department, she is committed to training and mentoring physician assistants and nurse practitioners and has developed a physician assistant neurology residency program. Other past faculty appointments include Assistant Professor of Physician Assistant Studies in the College of Health Sciences at the University of Kentucky from 2004 to 2008. She is currently a member of the American Academy of Neurology, International Parkinson and Movement Disorder Society, and American Academy of Physician Assistants. She serves on the editorial board for Neurology Today and was the 2019 Alumni Achievement Award winner at Kentucky Wesleyan College. It is now my honor to induct my fellow classmate and friend, Dr. Julie Gerwell, from the class of 1989 into the Kentucky Wesleyan College Alumni Hall of Fame.
Wow. Thank you so much for this honor, Alumni Association. Thank you so much. This really means the world to me. Kentucky Wesleyan holds a very special place in my heart, and I would not have achieved the success of my career as a neuroscientist or physician assistant if it had not been for the really strong, wonderful education I received at Kentucky Wesleyan. I had such such incredible teachers here, especially in science, and I just want to thank several of these folks. Some who are no longer with us, but nonetheless made quite the impact on my career. Thank you so much to Dr. Professor Don Davenport, Dr. Ottinger, Dr. Magnuson, who's back there, Dr. Flashcombe, Dr. Purdom, Dr. Bob Darrell, who holds a special place in my heart and could not be where I am without him teaching me all my writing skills, for sure. Another very special part of Kentucky Wesleyan was just the sense of community on campus. I just loved being able to develop friendships and camaraderies. I enjoyed all the opportunities for leadership and teamwork. And so I have so many special memories. My Kappa Delta sisters, Tammy's was my big sister in Kappa Delta. All my friends on the softball team. Sig Up brothers, my Golden Heart sisters. I mean, it's just so on and so forth. There were just so many amazing people around campus, so I echo Antoine's comments about just supporting yourself with good folks. So I just had an incredibly awesome 4 years at Kentucky Wesleyan. Well, I'd be remiss, of course, if I didn't thank my beautiful family, Miss Shawn and Peyton. You're both the world to me, and I love each of you so, so much. Special thanks to my parents, Jackie and Matt Gerwell, in heaven. I miss you guys so much, and I could not have done any of this without you, of course. My beautiful sisters, Suzanne and Karen, I love you all so much. And again, thank you so much to Kentucky Wesleyan. I'm very touched by this award. And finally, I want to say congratulations to all the honorees this evening. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I thank everyone for putting together such a special celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tammy, and congratulations, Dr. Gerwell. Thank you to all, and can we just give another round of applause for our honorees this evening? This has truly been a wonderful occasion, and I thank you all for being a part of it. But the fun's only just beginning. I look forward to seeing you back on campus for a full weekend of homecoming events tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow, we'll start the day with the Panther Pride 5K bright and early at 8 a.m., and then move on to the Pillars Lecture, Brown Scholars Reunion Brunch, a variety of home athletic events, all before coming together for the second annual Back Together Bash on the Lawn, where you'll find food trucks, inflatables, live music, and Panther reunions happening all around. From there, we're heading into Steele Stadium to root on Panther football at 6 p.m., and then heading downtown to the official homecoming after party at Brasher's Little Nashville. Sunday, we'll have a special homecoming worship service in the Panther Room here in this building, and bring the weekend to a close with a Golden and Silver Jubilee brunch at the Country Club of Owensboro. Congratulations once again to each of our award recipients and Hall of Fame inductees. Our distinguished alumni and friends we recognize tonight are shining examples of the Wesleyan way and what it truly means, and we're so grateful to be able to celebrate them together tonight. Thank you for being here, and we hope to see each of you around tomorrow. Good night.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might